Heck yeah.
All right. I'm starting to get to know these faces. Who do we got here? Lauren, hello. Cindy, hello. I know Todd. Oh,
Brother.
my face is big now. Where'd everyone go? Oh, there's Andrew. Oh, there we are. Okay. Rock and roll. Well, hello, everybody. We've got a lot to cover, and we're talking about the realities of the business. We're talking about what to do when failure happens and how do we fail forward. And we're talking about really what it takes to win. And for some of you, how long it's going to take, how long it's going to take is going to surprise you because some of you it'll take a lot shorter than you thought. And for some of you, it'll take a little bit longer. But I think just coming to the realities of it helps you gain clarity on what 2026 should and will look like for you as a business owner investing into real estate. Drew, you feeling good?
I'm feeling wonderful. It's a beautiful Monday, and I am excited. I'm excited coming off the heels of Christmas. You guys realize 2026 is this week. Like, what
Crazy.
the heck? Who here, if you're feeling like the set in of the fact on YouTube or here on Zoom that this is 2026, just type in the chat. Just give me an emoji or give me something. Like, is this crazy or what? And literally, we was just having Christmas season, Leo. We was just having Christmas season. We just come back. We was getting ready for January 2025. We was planning some cool Truca events. Like, that was like a couple weeks ago, it seems like. And here we are coming into 2026. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Jim? Good to see you.
Thanks
Come
for the
on in
coffee,
and
Drew.
welcome. So we got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about what sets the winners apart from those who quit, because really that's what it is. It's quitters or winners, meaning if you quit, that's the only way to fail. If you refuse to give up, it's impossible to beat someone who refuses to give up. It's impossible to fail if you keep getting back up. And my gosh, how time flies. But I want to remind you as we're getting ready to dive in here that we're going to be sitting here, Leo. Maybe we'll have even more studios by then, or maybe we'll be sitting right here in these exact studios we are right now. And it's January 2027, and we're going, oh my gosh, it seems like a few weeks ago we was just talking about it becoming 2026. And the cool thing is, while we can't change what happened in 2025, we can change what that conversation looks like a year from now. And that's what today is all about. How do we change that conversation? Leo, what goes through your mind?
Andrew, as we continue to meet with individuals, coach different students, talk to our mentors, and experience all different types of individuals, you eventually come to a stark conclusion that all of the personal development books, all of the advice that people say, everything that the gurus say kind of boil down into take action, learn from that action, and grow so you can take more action. And I think that when it comes to business, that's what we're doing. It is a speed run to develop yourself when you run a business because you're forced to grow and you're forced to level up in order to make more. The amount that you make falls to the level of your personal and professional development.
I wish I would have understood that years sooner.
Right. And you take the other pieces as well. You take the Truca 8. Do we have the Truca 8 somewhere? You have it on your end, Andrew? I might have it on mine.
Probably so.
Let's see if I can pull this up in the next 5 seconds. Boom. Did that work? Almost. Just stare awkwardly for a moment while I pull it up in 5, 4. Okay, there you go. So this is the Truca 8. If you want to take a screenshot of this, do it. If you've never seen it before. But this is the philosophy that we have at Truca. It is the fact that wealth is holistic. It's not just the amount of money you have, but it's also how good you feel.
Type it in the
It's
chat.
your
Wealth is holistic. Wealth is
wealth is
holistic because
holistic.
if there's only one takeaway from today. Yes, we're going to do live dials in a moment. Yes, tomorrow we're talking about how to build your business. Yes, we have a very special thing we're going to offer and talk to you about in a moment. But wealth is holistic is the greatest takeaway you could get in looking at this wheel and from this entire segment today.
And so when we look at it, understanding that wealth is holistic, we can start to understand the importance of the other aspects, the importance of your environment. If you're in a place where there's people running all around, your desk is all over the place, or you don't feel good in your environment, it's very hard to make your calls. When that's happening, it's very hard to do the functions of the business, which means it's hard to create the wealth that allows you to do the other things. Same thing with your tribe. It's really cool for us to be on here. Andrew, you can put us back both up.
Perfect.
When you are alone in this business, it is who knows that? Who knows that it's very difficult to stay consistent, to build, to enjoy when you're all alone. It's hard. I will be very honest. It is very hard for me to, over a long period of time, build great things when I have nobody to share a burden with, nobody to support and help me understand things, no one to bounce things off of. And so, me and Andrew both come from a space where we were both very alone in business. And so when we connected and we became brothers and we started talking every day about fitness and talking about our faith, talking about how we're going to build and what are all the cool things we're going to build, all of a sudden we started to thrive so much because we had a tribe.
Yeah.
And that's what we do with you guys here is we like to talk to you guys. We like to create that space.
Leo, I think there's something in what you just said, and this is the unmeasurable. For us who are on the side of looking at numbers and spreadsheets, and this is something I didn't understand. I never understood how when I give the first 10%, when I give, how does it math that the other 90% always goes further? I don't know. It's the law of sowing and reaping. I can't explain it. That's just been my experience. If I draw you out a spreadsheet, the numbers are going to add up less at 90% than 100. But in life, it seems the 90 always goes further. And so I have a certain view of that law. Well, my belief is the reason God set it up that way is because the same thing happens in other aspects of our life. Sometimes the logical thing is, let me just get more dials in. And yes, there's a time. If you come to me and you're 24 weeks into your investing journey and you haven't yet done your first call, I can tell you what the problem is. Do a freaking dial. That's why we do dials every day here live with you. But at the same time, there is a certain energy exchange, a certain law, a certain dynamic that happens when you start to plug in around the right people. Type it in the chat. Success is contagious. I don't know how to explain it, but when you start hearing, oh my gosh, Judy just closed another deal. Wait, and Chris just got another one, and Todd's been doing calls, and Carrie just closed a deal, and Kay just got a deposit and is right now looking at the house we negotiated that they contracted, Christmas Eve? And we just had a chat right before this. And Kay's out at that house right now, probably leaving it about now, of that house that is an incredible deal in Oakland City. And so you start to see that happen. You go, wait, if Shobna can get leads and we're negotiating deals with Shobna, and Sean's just done 3 or 4 deals and just submitted another one, and Todd's got deals in the before long, reality starts to be created by the validation you see around you. You go, gosh, if Andrew can do this, Leo can do this, Todd can do this, Shobna can do this, Judy can do crap, I can too. And now it becomes this energy exchange, this shift. And your energy is contagious. You ever been having a good day and you go meet somebody and you're like, hey, how are you? And they're like, ignore you or say, fine. And then you're like, everything good? They're like, it's raining out. Today sucks. And you're like, thank God for the rain. The grass is growing. And it's not that that person's bad or good. It's just your perspectives are different. They're choosing to look at the negative. And this is the shift that happens because when we're in business, regardless of whether you're trying to get to your first 10K a month or 100K a month or anywhere below or above that, there's always an opportunity. Stuff will always go wrong. Like it's inevitable. If you do business for more than, say, 90 days, I will assure you that stuff will go wrong. Sellers will hang up on you. Calls will go wrong. You get a contract to fall through. There'll be a title problem on a house. Like it wasn't meant to be easy. So stuff will go wrong. But how we respond when stuff goes wrong is what makes us successful, pushing through the crap to build wealth, to build a portfolio. In fact, I trust a lot more. And I think that's part of how our brotherhood was born is I trust someone a lot more who's been through some things. Leo's been through some things in life. Some of you have heard the stories of when I got sued 5 times and I nearly lost everything. And when you come to the live event, I'll tell the story again. And we've been through some things. And so suddenly respect begins to grow because you've been through things. Yet I would have never chosen to go through all that crap, right? Like at the time, I'm like, just get this off. Like I'm over it. But now looking back, I'm like, thank you, God, because everything that was meant for evil turns into good. And every one of you who here has been through some crap in life that was unpleasant, just give me a yes in the chat if that's you. You've been through some crap in life that was unpleasant at the time. And at the time, you probably just wanted it to be over. But looking back, you realize now, wait a minute, I realize I'm a better person because of it, even if I hadn't chose it. And this is the gift, Leo, that you taught me. And that is to not just look back with gratitude at the thing that happened in the past, but to look at the current things that go wrong with gratitude, that they are going wrong because of the growth that will go from that. Where does that mindset come from? How did you develop that?
I believe that you only go as far as how you respond to things.
Mm.
And the one who continues to have gratitude continues to go forward, continues to grow.
So true.
As you said in the very beginning, the only way to lose is when you quit. And so as long as I don't quit, I don't care how many times I get hit. I don't care how many times I go wrong. I don't care how many times I fail. I'm not going to lose. I can't because I'm not going to quit. And sometimes all we have to think about is that I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. And because everything else is a positive, everything else is the fact that I woke up this morning above ground and I woke up with the ability to take a breath. Guys, there's people, I don't say this to put us in a sad note at all. And I know you guys will understand this, but there are people who did not get to today. You probably know somebody who did not reach to today. Whether they unfortunately passed away this year, this month, this week, they were not able to receive that blessing of being able to be awake today. But you did. You were able to wake up. You were able to be alive. And I remind myself that the moment that I wake up, wow, I got another day. I have another day to be grateful. and I have another day to go forward. And when you take that mentality to everything you do, you can't lose. Andrew, this is the exact mentality you have, and everything you teach is based on that. Is don't quit. Keep going. Take action and smile while you're at it. Because
Yes.
you'll have a much better time when you're smiling going through it than when you're mopey going through it.
Everybody practice it with us right now. just big smile. If you're not on screen, you just be smiling at the screen. But for those of you who are on screen, I'm watching you, Shobna and Mike and Cindy and Todd and Lauren. Smiles are contagious.
They are.
Seen that smile with Reggie, Steve. I see Russell back there. Smile, guys. Is you're just prettier when you smile. It just happens. You just all of a sudden it exudes a certain energy, and something that I started to think of a while back was a week from now is going to pass. It's going to be 2026. We're going to be sitting here. It's going to be next Tuesday, Monday. Next Monday, we're going to be just come through the weekend. It's going to be 2026, first full week of 26 open. And the things that are stressing you today are you're either going to have fixed them, which is most likely. You're going to have fixed them. You're going to have called back the seller, put the deal together, handled the job situation, handled the kid situation. You're going to have fixed whatever's stressing you today, and you're going to be enjoying next Monday. Or whatever you're worried about going wrong is going to have gone wrong, and you're going to be dealing with the consequences of it having gone wrong. But while next Monday's going to come, regardless of whether we just choose to be stressed and skip sleep and be miserable, or choose to smile and be grateful, even when crap goes sideways, next week's going to come. And when I looked at it that way, because the first several years of business, I kept thinking, if I can just next week, if I can get this deal closed and I just get this 10 and then I get the 28,000 and then I close this deal and then I get to 30 properties, it was always the next thing. Then I'm going to be less stressed. Except I realized that whether you're solving $10,000 problems or $1 million problems or 8-figure problems or $1,000 problems, nothing changes until this changes. How am I dealing with this stress? Because just like used to, the funding on a $100,000 deal stressed me out. Now the funding on a $10 million project has the ability to stress me out. And so when you grow, higher levels, higher devils, nothing changes. It's not that the stress suddenly went away. As long as we're growing, I don't think anybody here plans on stopping growing. Even if you get financially free, we still want to travel. We still want to do things with the family. We still want to inspire and encourage those around us, which means we will always have problems. But problems are actually just opportunities in disguise. And I pray every one of you get that today, because if you truly see the opportunity in disguise instead of the thing that presents itself as a problem, oh my gosh, your life is guaranteed to get way better. Your perspective changes everything.
It reminds me, Andrew, whoever is faithful in little is also faithful in much.
Amen, brother.
And what we respond to today is very typically going to be how we respond to things when they increase. And so my question for you guys is, how are you responding to the opportunities that are currently right in front of you? Or how are you currently responding to the challenges that are currently right in front of you? And can we begin to work on that? So when it's a 50,000, 100,000, 1 million, 2 million, $10 million challenge, you respond in a similar way. Very excited for you guys.
We're about to dive into some calls and tell them about these cool opportunities. We got to have a committee meeting, Leo. We floated the idea. By the way, so good to see you, Terry, Deborah, Jim, Icy Vibes. Good to see all of you on YouTube. Um,
What are we having a committee meeting on?
we got to have a committee meeting. We floated the idea of taking these daily dials into January and just going crazy, closing some more deals with the community. And we got some responses, and then we didn't talk about it this weekend.
We got a lot of yeses. We did. How many wait, into January? What does that mean? Like from January 1st to and on? Or like
We
because
have, probably just like the entire year. No, I'm kidding.
yeah,
Um,
that's not happening.
we have we have a meeting starting on the 13th that we have to be in. So we'd probably be extending it through the 12th. We'd probably go until January 12th.
Just so you guys know, when ideals are floated, the team comes in and they yell at us and they say, "You know how much work that is on the back end to get 12 more days?" And I love it. Me, I love it. I'm like, let's do another 12 days. And the team loves it too, but they let us know. We have a leadership meeting with them at 1 p.m. Andrew, you're gonna be a little bit
I'll be a couple minutes late to that. You can lead it
okay.
up, right?
Yeah, I'll tell them
Let's
that you
take a
want to.
vote. Tim McKelvey, I like it. He said, let's do a new 60-day challenge. All right. So let's take a vote. If we did, if we did 12 more days, which I know we wouldn't be doing Sundays, if we did 12 more days, who here would commit, if you're in the community, the mastermind, REOS, or coaching, DOL, who here would commit to submitting leads? Just give me a yes. Or if you're not in coaching yet, who here would commit to showing up and adding energy in the chats? All right. We got to see how many votes we're getting on both YouTube and in the Zoom. All right. Getting some energy. Okay. Scrolling up. Okay. Valerie says, yes, please. More. Anna says, yes. With an A and a bunch of S's. Steve says, sign me up. Sean says, yes. Show him to Michael. Dr. Steve. We're getting lots of yeses. I would
Oh
try
man.
for every day. Wow. Sylvia says, yes. Jerry says, yes. Jim says, me. Susie says, yes. We're getting lots of commitments here.
Amanda, if you're on here, I'm sorry.
What we might do, so maybe we'll do it this way. Maybe instead of having it on, I can still, all the students can still submit leads. Maybe we'll just have one link go out where everybody joins on the YouTube live and we interact through the chats. That would make it easier for the team sending the link. Would you guys still get a lot of value if we're interacting and you have access to the chats on YouTube, but that's the only stream it's going out? All right. That might be a way to simplify it where our team gets less frustrated with us, Leo.
I do want to see their faces.
I do too.
Okay. Me and Andrew will have a quick debate on it. And then tomorrow we'll give an answer of whether we're going to continue. How's that?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I like that. So we will get to the dials then, and we will get to two final lessons, not final lessons, but two more lessons I want to give you on how to ensure that you are positioning yourself as you're positioning yourself to win in 26, that you're preparing for the challenges that are bound to hit you, because things will go sideways. And I want to prepare you for that. I want to share the good and the bad, the ugly. And then I also am going to be giving a few of you an opportunity. We're going to be opening up 5 spots for some of you who want to submit deals to the coaches and to us to work together on some stuff for you to join us. So, Leo, anything else that we should be adding before we get into this?
I was saying something really good, but I was muted. These could be the last 2 days. So take them seriously. Take some action. Be excited. Ask as many questions as you can. And today's going to be a big day. It's a big day for both us, Andrew. We got a lot of meetings ahead of us. And I just send you guys as much good energy as possible. Andrew, good luck on these calls. I know you always crush it. Let's go. I'm excited. I see a lot of the students reaching out. We just had a meeting with a lot of them that they're gaining some really big momentum. And so 2020, like momentum prior to 2026 is the greatest thing because you go into 2026 already having had momentum. That's what this is for. Let's build some momentum.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Leo. Give a thunderous round of virtual applause in the chats for Leo Valentino. Always bringing the energy, brother. I appreciate you. So we're going to get to these live dials. I'm going to give you two very important notes for coming into 2026, preparing yourself for the things that will inevitably go wrong. I'll talk a little bit about that. And shout out to you guys for being here, for showing up, for consistently finding this call. I know the tech had challenges for a couple days on texts going out, reminders, yet almost all of you went and found the link wherever you found it and come and hung out with us. And so just kudos to you, because it's the winners like you who show up and you do the thing consistently who end up winning. All right. So we got some leads to call. We have here Mr. Brad on South 244th. This is for Sean. Sean, are you in the house?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hello.
Brad, it's Andrew calling you back on the 244th house. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Doing well. How you doing today?
I'm good. Did I catch you a good time?
Yep.
Cool.
Good to go here.
Awesome, man. I think that was my partner, Sean, and I was just tagging back in, picking up where you guys kind of left off. And he was telling me about the house. And from my understanding, it's livable, but it needs some work. Is this a personal residence or is this investment?
Oh, it's personal. It's mine. I've been here for 12 years. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And then what kind of work does it need to get it in tippy top shape, brother?
Well, the house was built in 74. I bought it from the original owner. I was going to go from end to end on the inside. It just needs to be updated, literally. Everything works. I was just going to go in and, we at the time, I got a divorce. So that's kind of pushed everything back. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I should have been done already, but yeah, when you go through one of those, you got to stop everything, even though I own the house. But anyway, I got an estimate from a contractor to go from end to end, and being end to end, I mean, we were going to rearrange the kitchen, all the flooring, all the painting, all of that, everything involved, to redo both bathrooms, the whole bit. It started with plumbing and everything, and just having it all checked and pressure tested and all that. And we did find one leak, and that was underneath the tub that was in the front bathroom. So we pulled that out, obviously, and we had to cut it out because it was a jacuzzi tub. So the front bathroom does not have a bath or shower in it yet, because I haven't decided which way I wanted to go with that, quite honestly. But plumbing's all been checked and cleaned and jetted out and all that kind of stuff. That was about a year ago. About a year and a half. I've pulled up about, I'd say 80%, well, not even 80%, maybe 75% of the carpeting. I've just got rugs and stuff down right now. It's slab. Let's see, what else needs to be done? That's actually the biggest part of it right there would be that front bathroom, other than painting and carpeting and stuff like that. That's the major thing to be done. Like me and my stepson live here now, and he'll be out this week. He's going to move in with his cousin. So um, I'm in the process of I'm about I'd say 75 to 80% packed up myself.
Now, you and your ex-wife own this together, or is it only you on the deed?
No, oh no, it is only me.
Okay,
It's only me.
okay. And you still have a debt on the place, or is it paid off?
Yes, it's dead. I got a VA loan on it.
Okay. About how much is left on that?
Around 202, 203.
202, okay. And you're asking, let me ask you this. So if we was to buy it, take over that debt, and then, pay the closing, close with a real estate attorney, what would be the least amount, knowing that like we're not realtors, so no 6% commission, none of that crap, what would be the least amount of money in your pocket that you would take above that just over 200 debt?
I honestly, I've got it at 247. But if somebody would, I would like to be around 220, 225 getting out.
What, 15 to 20 in your pocket? Am I doing the math?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Right.
How much is your payment on that 207-ish?
1750 is what I pay. I send in extra.
Okay. And 1750, and that includes tax and insurance?
Yep. That's everything.
How many or what interest rate are you at? What year did you buy this thing?
It's at 6.1.
Okay. We missed out on those 2020 rates, didn't we?
I'm telling you, boy. I'm hoping, but
maybe to get back in that direction. We'll see.
I would love that, but
I hear Powell's out in May, so maybe something happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying. I mean, I'm in no killer big hurry. My wife came in ex-wife came in and cleaned everything out, which is fine. Less for me to move. But yeah, I mean, I can afford it. I can stay here. It's just too big for me. I don't need it. Just being me.
Just be done with it. Yeah. Okay. So if Sean and I was to buy it, take over the 200 change debt, put round numbers, 15 in your pocket, would you be open to waiting on that 15K until we resell it down the line?
No, I couldn't do that because it's a VA loan, and I need that clear so I can get my other one.
Got it. So we probably could come in, take over that, put the 15K in your pocket, buy it as is, no realtor fees or commissions. It would be on what's called a wraparound mortgage. So you would have to talk to your lender and make sure that they accepted that wraparound as what's called a debt wash. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I've already been through this with one other company that wanted to do similar, and the VA is pretty cut and dry on it. It's like you own it, you live in it, you don't sell it to anybody or do any paperwork on it unless you're completely selling it at a just a normal sell. In other words, when you sell it and sign the paperwork, you're done. They own it. Type of thing.
I've taken over quite a few VA loans. So interesting. Our real estate attorney closes it. Let me ask you this. If you had to use a different type of loan, like a conventional or FHA, would you be open to that if this kept your VA loan tied up, but you got to sell it and be done with it?
Would I be open? Oh, you mean it on a second loan?
Yeah, to go get your new home with either an FHA or conventional.
No, I'd rather use my VA.
Yeah. Okay. You don't know your VA limit?
No, I would actually have to pull up my my certificate. I honestly, which I can do online.
Okay.
Honestly, don't know.
Okay. Here's what we can do then, because I don't, frankly, want to waste your time or ours. We can buy it. We can take over the VA loan. Our attorney would drop the paperwork, but just between now and closing, I would make very certain that you have the path to buy your next home. And, us putting the 15K in the pocket in your pocket and buying this one outright from you, you'll net more by selling to us that way than you would any other way. But I got to make sure it works for you. So our next steps would be to get a purchase agreement written and then come take a look at the property. And in the meantime, you check your VA limit and you check, all the things with your lender to make sure that you're going to be in an okay position. And if it doesn't work, we're out. We don't want to put you in a bad position. And if it does, we'll be ready to move forward and close this in January.
Okay. Well, what my plan was and still is I have purchased a travel trailer.
Nice.
They just about packed in. Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking for land here around this area.
Okay.
And I'm going to do one of the, what I want to call a tiny home because it's larger than that. In general, that's what I'm wanting to do. So I do have a place to stay, you might say, to live for a while, which was my plan. So, yeah, anytime you guys want to come out and take a look, see is fine with me.
Okay, cool. Let me make sure I have what's your email address?
It is ago November. And it appraised as it sits for 260. And that's before I put a brand new roof and everything on it in this past February.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sean was bringing me up to speed on that. Now, question for you. So we're going to send you our standard purchase agreement, and it is contingent on you getting clear from your side.
Right.
When will you be in a place to okay that? And then Sean will reach out to you to schedule to come and do our walkthrough a little bit later this week.
I can get a hold of my lender just about any time, well, business wise, and business hours anyway.
Yeah.
I can get a hold of them today, and make sure if you guys are just doing just a buy basically.
Yeah.
So you guys, your lawyer would take care of closing and all that kind of mess, correct?
Yep. And again, just to be 100% clear, we will be buying it on what's called a wraparound mortgage. So we will be buying it. Our attorney handles all the paperwork. We pay closing costs, your side and ours. We will be covering that underlying payment, and the documentation shows that until we pay it off in full. So the two questions that you'll need to make sure you have is, number one, what your VA limits are and what loan options you have based on the wraparound mortgage as us buying your property. We will not be paying cash for the property. Our cash offer would be lower. We'd be buying it, taking over the debt, and giving 15 cash in your pocket on what's called a wraparound mortgage. But I'll send you that in a purchase agreement so you can look it over. Sean, walk you through any questions you have, and then you can have that chat with whoever you need to have about your new place and what you need to make sure you have available. Does that make sense?
Oh, makes sense.
Cool. All right. We will send that over today. Sean will be in touch with you either this afternoon or in the morning to schedule the walkthrough time, and then to walk you through any questions. Because again, got to make sure this works for you, works for us, and then it's a win-win, because that's the only way it works.
I understand that.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Brad. We'll talk very soon.
Hey, have a good one.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
All right. So I'm going to break down what we just did there. Who here got value from that call? Just give me a yes in the chat. All right. You got value from that call? All right. Good. We're getting the yeses rolling in now. Nice. I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to call Steve's deal. Make sure any of you who are scheduling calls on these, give them the range of between whatever the local time zone is, between 12:15 and 1:15 PST. Do the math on your time zone so that we don't start behind the curve if we call them and it's 10 minutes off where they feel like we lied to them. I'm going to show you what we just did here real briefly, and then we'll call this lead for Steve. All right. So what happened is, this is a house. He says it appraises for 260. I actually believe him. It looks like a 260 to 275 house. Nope. 275. And all right. The intent for Sean would be to take over 207, to put 15K in his pocket, and to turn around and sell it on a lease option. So he's going to be buying the thing for what's 207 plus 15, 222. Oh, I like that. 222. So he's going to be buying the thing, assuming it goes through, for 222. Now we'll talk about, and I'll get into this right after the next call that we do for Steve, because I want to make sure I don't keep her waiting too long. We'll get into the VA loan and what we were discussing there. And my intent for Sean would be that he sells the Stern thing on lease option for probably 274.9, since he's selling terms. And hopefully somebody could give him, what do you think you could get as a non-refundable deposit? And Kay's probably not on here yet, probably still driving, but what do you think you could get as a non-refundable deposit on this? What would you hope to get? Our average is 10% on a house like this. If it's dated, I would cut that in half. I would make it my goal. And of course, we're going to ask what's the most you can put down. But I'm going to say 13. Who here would be willing to lose $3K on the front end to get cash flow every month of $200 a month and a back end payday of, what's our math here? 274.9 minus they put 13 down. That means they owe out to 61.9. And Sean owes out 207. Not to mention appreciation and depreciation. That means if and when they cash Sean out, not even counting in debt pay down, the back end payday could be another 54,000. 54.9. Now, who here would be willing to pay out $3,000 up front to get a 54.9 payday later? Yes or yes? All of us. But who here realizes nothing goes as planned? Of course. We're going to be able to make good money with bad numbers. So will it go perfectly like that? Probably not. It's very possible. It's like Joe and Judith. They just bought a house. We helped them negotiate. And shout out to Judith. Been on here, I think, every day. Helped them negotiate. And we went through the numbers. And I know the part of town very well that it's in. And Kay went and got a $6,000 non-refundable deposit. And they're putting a total of $17,000 down. Well, I told Joe and Judith, I said, you better count on 5 to 10 down on this one. Who likes those kind of surprises? Yes? Hello? 17. It's better than 5 or 10. At the same time, I went in thinking I'm going to get 20 or 30 and settled on 10. So can we make good money with bad numbers? If this thing doesn't go as planned, well, I'll still be glad I have it. All right. We got to call this lead for Steve, and then I have something very special I'm going to share with you. Then we got some more business to handle. All right. Next, we have Steve's lead. We're calling Rachel. Rachel Parkland is a duplex. Steve?
Yeah, she's got 2 duplexes.
Did I forget to tell you this does not work in Evansville? How you feeling, Steve?
I'm great, thank you.
Good, man.
Yeah, she's got 2 duplexes that are ready and then one that she's working on. And she wants to dump them so she can get going on her passion projects.
This is Rachel.
Rachel, it's Andrew, Steve's partner. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you, Andrew?
I'm phenomenal. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, this is great.
Cool. Steve was filling me in about your duplexes there you're looking to sell, and I just wanted to kind of catch up to speed with you on the backstory. How many duplexes total you got that you're looking to sell?
So I have 2 in Evansville that I'm looking to sell right now, and then I have 1 in Newburgh that I will sell at some point. I have 1 vacant site on that and some cleanup that needs to be done before I can move that one. But that would be coming hopefully spring, 26 at some point. But right now it's 2 in Evansville. I'm hoping to get gone.
Cool. Is the two in Evansville? I got the Parkland. What's the address on the other one?
There 402 is the second.
All right. So what are you asking for those two duplexes on Parkland?
So 135 for the 316, 318, 125 for 400 and 402.
So you're asking 270. Do my math right? 260. 260.
Okay.
Okay. And then would you be interested in just packaging them all up and selling the Newburgh one now too, or you intentionally want to wait to sell that till spring?
Well, that one is pending like a rent and damages final hearing and all that in March. So I think it would be a little messy to try and do something like that.
Fair. I'm not opposed to waiting. Also, not opposed to handling that. We've done a few hundred of those over the years.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So the two on Parkland, are they both all 4 units rented?
Yes.
Okay. And what are they bringing in a month?
Yeah. So 316 and 18 is bringing in 1,400 a month.
Okay. So basically 650, 650, 77.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then are you
Actually, one of those, I mean, it probably doesn't matter for your number's sake, but 3 of them are at 700. And then I have one longer term tenant in one side of 400 and 400 that's at
Yep.
600. So she gets bumped up, each year.
Yeah. Okay. And then are these ones that you would entertain carrying the note on?
Well, tell me a little bit. I mean, I'm in real estate, been in real estate for several years, but that's nothing, I mean, quite honestly, that I've ever been involved in.
Okay.
So, tell me how that works, what you propose, things like that. Obviously, I have my advisors I can check with, but, I would like to hear from your side how you have run things like that in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Question as I explain that, just so I have my facts right. Do you have a debt on these still?
Yes.
Okay. And who's that with?
ONB, Old National.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Very familiar. I've had some stuff with them over the years. About how much is left? How much of what you're asking is debt versus how much is your equity?
I touched it the other day. Let me pull that back up. Total remaining mortgage. I don't know if you need anything else on that.
What's the monthly payment? Okay. So basically what we do, and I love that area, which is why this caught our eye. I've had stuff. I just sold a couple of mine in North Kentucky. I've had stuff in Olmsted over the years, and I flipped a couple on Parkland and had a couple on Stanley. I like this area generally, so
Okay.
fits our model well. For me, it's about getting the right terms so I can pay the price that you need, which just simply means I would buy the duplexes now. Steve and we would buy them now. We would agree to cover that monthly payment. Of course, we would be responsible for the maintenance, repairs, taxes, and insurance. And then we would pay you your quick math here. You're approximately 140 out at an agreed time, either when we refinance it in the future or when we resell them. And we would, agree on that time now and how that's going to get paid out to you. So it's a way for, immediate retail sell. I'm not a realtor, so there's no closing costs or fees. And then our real estate attorney does the closings. Joe Langrak is the one who's drawn up our documents. If you're familiar with him, used to be at SKO. Now he runs his own firm.
Okay.
that's how we would be closing it. Does that sound like something that might fit your model for these and potentially the Newburgh one?
Okay, so you would cover monthly payment, taxes, insurance, etc. I would continue. So you would, I guess, clarify it. So I would still be paying the bank. You guys would be paying me.
So yeah, so we would normally set it up where we just have our attorney to handle it, and we just pay Old National directly. So you're free of the payments. Your maintenance, repairs, taxes, and insurance, rent and damages. That's on us. Your payments just truly mailbox money at that point, and then when you get the approximately 140 paid out is when we either refinance them at an agreed time or resell them. And we roll up portfolios and sell portfolios. That's what I've been doing for the last 12 years.
Okay. And so what kind of, so for instance, on these, I mean, you say, on agreed upon time, like, do you have a time frame that you would be looking at? I mean, is there further calculations you would need to do to determine that?
For sure. So we'd be looking at what we think is realistic. Question for you, do you have a specific appetite? When I say that, does a certain number pop in your mind as what's the longest you'd be willing to give us?
No, I mean, this is really, when I talked to Steve the other day, was really the first time, I had even thought about seller financing.
Yeah.
So I really am not sure. I don't specifically need the cash up front, but, in my mind, it was sell them, get out, and, kind of wash my hands of it. So it's a kind of a new pathway, which I'm open to. I mean, I can be open-minded. It's just, something it's going to take me. I just need to consider that. So, I mean, I don't know if you're talking 2 years or 10 years or something in the middle.
Probably something in the middle. Our objective is and always has been either refinance them or sell them, because obviously when we sell them is when we get paid. Refinance them, we get to keep cash flowing them. So if you would be willing to do something between 5 and 10 years, that would be very doable for us.
Okay. And so then in the meantime, the note stays in my name until the contract is satisfied.
Yep. Just simply called a wraparound mortgage. Just says Steve and Andrew owes Rachel, whatever the number is, 260. And
right.
Rachel owes bank the number you owe the bank, and then that you're going to be getting the difference when we either refinance or sell.
Okay.
And so you're secured on the property, so that we have to pay you off, of course, to cash them out and clear the title. And so you're essentially in the same position as the bank at that point.
Mm-hmm. And then what does that look like from a legality standpoint of, my tenants who are in there who have a contract with my LLC? What do you take that over? Do you take over? I assume you take over management, et cetera. Does anything change with their contracts, or how does that look?
Yes. So we, of course, prior to closing, we review all the leases. Sure. And we have always, on anything we've bought that is an active, under active lease, like if they're not on month to month, then we just, you assign those to us, right? So all the responsibilities we take on. And then, of course, when people are month to month, as well as we do, we like to keep good tenants around. So we typically leave them in there and just accept the same rights, only when it sounds like you've been doing this a while, so probably a much different situation, but only if it's like a one-off landlord where their lease really freaking sucked, we're like, we really don't want to be bound to that. Let's update that prior to closing. So that's on a rare occasion we've done that, but almost always it's just you assign us the lease and all responsibilities and ours.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Like I said, I want to, kind of consult some of my advisors and think about it. What kind of, I know Steve said we'll be looking at a quick close. What kind of, things do you typically do as far as, inspections, contract for sale, closing timeline, things like that?
Yeah. So normally it's all flexible. We We'll be gathering a few dozen of these throughout 2026. But normally we put 30 days on the agreement, and we simply do a purchase agreement, agree on price, do a purchase agreement. And so, one more call, we'd nail down the final numbers. We'd set up a simple purchase agreement from our attorney over to you. You consult with whoever you need to. You okay it, and we schedule for. Typically, it will be Yvonne Woodburn, who you may know. Yvonne, she's a local realtor there and has a management company. She manages all the stuff. So normally it's either her or myself. Used to do it a lot, but I'm out of town a lot now. So we'll come do a quick walkthrough. Just make sure, there's no roofs caving in. We're not going to actually have a full-fledged inspection, but, make sure if there's going to need to be a roof in the next year, we know about it. If we're going to need to be a HVAC replaced, this summer, we need to know about it. So those types of things. We just do a quick walkthrough and then normally close within 30 days, wrap up everything at the attorney's office. And then we immediately, of course, take over all the rents, any deposits, all of that gets transferred at closing. And then we're responsible. Now tenant has our number. They ever find their way back to you, just say, new owners over here, and you're free of it and move on. And like I said, in the position of a bank. So we're the ones taking care of everything until we write you the big check.
Okay, got it. All right. All right. I think that was all my questions for now. And just give me some time to kind of explore this and sit with it for a little bit. And, we'll be back in touch. What's your company name? I mean, I imagine you may have multiple LLCs or, I'm not sure how you all operate here.
17 to be exact. It's called Diamond Valley Homes.
Okay. Okay.
So that's where you'll find a lot of our stuff has been word of mouth. So if you Google my name, you'll find me more than Diamond Valley Homes. But a lot of our stuff over the years has been word of mouth, and that's how I've bought over 500 around, mainly in Evansville, actually, New Bern, Chandler, all that area. But that's perfect. Awesome.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for the info and for your time and rescheduling. I know my weekend got a little hectic, so I appreciate your flexibility.
Not a worry. Should we connect on Wednesday or Thursday better?
Thursday would probably be better. Maybe.
Perfect. We'll connect with you on Thursday around a similar time.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. Appreciate it, Rachel. Talk soon. Bye for now. All right. Questions from the first call and from this call. Blow up the chats with your questions. I'm going to answer your questions, and then I have a very, very special opportunity for you. All right. Mercedes in the house. Good to see you. Ricky, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Alicia, what's up? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything I'm supposed to be missing. Thursday is January 1st. Yes, it is. Can someone post the numbers? I actually muted because I wasn't sure what she was going to say there, if there was any personal information. But her debt's 114 on both properties combined. So be taking over the debt, and she would be carrying a note on the rest. So she gets the agreed upon payment when you refi. But it appreciates and all the equity is yours. Good question. Yes. So we buy the house, the duplexes. Of course, we'll negotiate the price a bit. Let's say we buy them for $250, meaning we're taking over the 114 and she gets one, whatever the math is on top of that, 130, 133. And then whenever we refinance or sell down the road, at that point, she would get cashed out in full. And if I am Steve, I'm going to recommend buying these darn things, cash flowing them for a while, letting them appreciate for a bit, and then determine what you want to do, but probably going to end up reselling them to investors. But the value is found in the fact you can get in these cash flowing properties with low money out of pocket. Now, why didn't I offer her payments on top? Number one, I don't want to. Number two, on these types of duplexes, it's very common that with her payment being $900 a month, $900 going out a month, and $2,700 coming in sounds like a home run, right? Which, don't get me wrong, it kind of is, except you realize that 27 minus 900, $1,600 a month coming in that appears to be net, that can go like that because you got to replace the water heater. because you're a landlord at this case. You can't lease. Well, you can lease option these. Lease option one side to an investor, and then they rent out the other side. But typically, you're going to rent these traditionally, at which point turns you into the landlord. So one roof could eat up a whole year worth of cash flow from these things. And so knowing that, being cognizant of that, you need a bigger spread on these because you're probably going to wind up being a traditional landlord. And in this case, we happen to have great management in town that we can turn you on to, Steve. And on the other side of that scenario, if you do lease option it, well, that's just, you're going to be taking a hit off of what she's getting anyway, because your lease option buyer will pay you less, because that would be their whole motivation to lease option it from you, pay you less, collect rent from the other side, offset a substantial amount of their rent, which then causes them to be able to essentially house hack. All right. Keep the questions coming. Go through this. Such a skilled yet subtle way to get her thinking about doing 5 to 10 years on the balloon. Good stuff. Thank you, Andrew. I'm back to work. I'll catch the rest on replay. Way to go, Steve. You mentioned LLCs. Are you transferring LLCs or just deeds? Just deeds. She will deed these to our, in this case, to Steve's company. The property stays in her name, which Steve may want to partner. I don't know. He may not. It's okay either way. I'd be open to partnering on these because I know that area well. Property stays in her name. Good question, Krista. So if the property stays in her name until you sell or pay her off, how do we benefit tax-wise? The loan stays in her name. The property gets deeded to our entity. So we get 100% of the tax benefits of owning the property. 2 years ago, I had 12K in repairs, and that was a full year's rent. Yes, sir. When you're in the traditional rental game, you got to plan for that stuff. You got to stack the reserves because you're exactly right. Steve could buy these darn things and 2 water heaters go out without, it just happens. It just happens. I have some other duplexes and it inevitably happens. I love them because they're such great cash cows that, man, when you get 3 or 4 or 5 things go wrong at once, it can hit you if you're not prepared. All right. This is good stuff. Any other urgent calls that were scheduled that I need to make before we wrap today? Because I'm going to be getting to the rest tomorrow.
Mine, Shobna.
Hello, Shobna.
Do you have it?
Do I have what?
A call that I requested for today?
I do not know. What call did you request today? Are we to call back the deal we've been working with you?
No, it's a new one.
A new one.
It's a duplex.
Nice. Is it in Kentucky?
Radcliffe. Yes, Kentucky.
I got it. Cool. We'll dial it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any others that were scheduled specifically for today?
Yeah, you were going to
Aaron
call.
with the New Mexico portfolio.
Perfect. Text me his number, just so I have it at the top.
You were going to call Wes Mofield because you didn't have the number last week, the phone number.
Perfect. All right. We'll dial up Jaron. Text me that number, Christopher. And yes, sir. We have a deal, and I'll show you this because we're talking about dealing with stuff that it goes wrong. When it goes wrong, we have a deal that we are trying out with a new lender, and we made great rapport. And this new lender is guaranteed to do some refinances and purchases for us. And so in that urgency of a closing timeline, rather than us cashing and then refinancing it, they're actually funding the purchase at, I believe this one's doing 100%, if my memory serves me correctly. And because of the short timeline, it's supposed to be closed before the end of the year, and it's Monday. End of year's coming up. And so they're texting me. My team is putting that deal together on the last minute. So I share that because there's always things that can happen or that can go sideways. And the way we deal with those things is going to make the business. All right. So I have something very special I'm going to talk to you about for a moment. The leadership team has kicked off. So they're going to be handling that without me for the next 15 or so while we handle these next 3 dials. And I want to make sure, regardless of whether we extend or we don't, we'll be deciding that later today and announcing tomorrow. For those of you who need, I go live every Wednesday, as most of you know. I go live every Wednesday for often 1 to 2 hours doing this, negotiating deals with you guys. And our community submits deals every single Wednesday, and I just dial and close deals. And several things are happening, and I want to open this up because every Wednesday, what happens at any level of coaching, whether you're in our REOS beginner coaching or whether you're been accepted into one of our higher level masterminds or coachings, is every Wednesday you submit deals and I dial. And there is, who here thinks that you might be more likely to get a deal if you have me dialing them with you? Just give me a yes in the chat. If you think maybe, all right? If you say no, then my feelings will be hurt. No, I'm kidding. If you say no, then I say good. You're good on the phone. Go close some deals already. All right. If you say yes, then immediately you're telling yourself, you know what? I'm setting myself up for a success by positioning myself with the right people. All right. Mercedes and Ricky are on here. They're now putting a link in the chat on both YouTube and on the Zoom. And this link is simply, if you're not already in coaching, if you're not already someone who has access to do this, this is a link where you can book a call with the team to see if you would be a fit for coaching. And they'll talk to you about various financing that we have available. They'll talk to you about a couple of different programs that we're opening up, 5 spots this week for the new year. And the link is in the chat. So if you're not already in coaching, click the link that is in your Zoom chat and book a call with the coaches to see if we'd be a fit to help you out in leveling up your business. Or if you're in beginner coaching and you want to talk about leveling up, again, we're going to be opening up 5 spots this week, and they'll be putting it in for all of you on YouTube. They'll be putting it in the chat here for just a moment. It's already in your Zoom chat. All right. So what does this mean? We are going to be diving in every Wednesday. So here's how Wednesday structures go. I want you to understand this. There's a whole bunch of other cool things that the team will talk to you when you book the call with them. That's the whole point. Click the link and book the call with them. They'll talk to you about all the other things. It's way more than this, but I want to talk about something that is going to be happening. We are reshaping our Wednesdays and our Wednesday deal room every single week for the entire year. I do what's called the deal room. And it is me. I give you a market update, my perspective on the markets. And then we dive into a segment where I am dialing your deals and negotiating deals, just like you see me doing live here. And then we are diving into a segment where it's going to be a surprise segment. I'm going to be talking about it. We just hired what do you call that? The person behind the scenes that runs all the tech and puts up the show and makes it a whole production. Anyway, we just hired a virtual, thank you, Mercedes, producer. We just hired a virtual producer who starts with us in January. And so next Wednesday, we're going to be live with this virtual producer with the new format. So it's going to be an incredible time. But that's only one of the things. There's much more. There's access, depending on what level. We have 3 tiers of coaching available. And there is access to one-on-one coaching, deal help throughout the week, emergency deal closers, and a whole bunch of other cool things where you get me or other coaches in the community to help you out. So by proxy, it is limited spaces. So book the call and see if you're a fit. Now, we got 3 more dials to make. And then I got something else to share with you that we're probably going to have to postpone to tomorrow because the leadership team is going to be needing my presence. All right, Christopher. What's our objective with this fella, by the way? Garen, it's Andrew calling you back. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, I just wanted to reconnect. Christmas has come and gone, and the new year is almost here. And
right.
and say hey and see where do we last leave off. I know you and Christopher have been communicating some, and I know we had went back and forth on some numbers and some different deal structures. Where do we leave off on this thing?
That's what I wanted to know. He asked me for updated stuff, which I'd already given to him now twice.
Yep.
You know, he had said, I wasn't sure if they could come up with 500,000 on the deal. I said, well, if you can come up, you know, like 300, 350, you know, let's see what we can do there. He said, okay, well, I think we may be able to do that. I'll get back to you.
Yep. Okay. So
That's kind of where we left off.
good. Perfect. So I was just underwriting this, and forgive me, I'm recall now. So I was underwriting this right before Christmas. We was talking about it, Christopher and I. So what it looks like we could do, and we're a little bit apart on numbers. I just have ran all the numbers, and I think this is what our lenders would be okay with and what we could get done. And if it doesn't work, we'll part as friends or you know, check back in. I think we could do a purchase in January where we refinance out, probably without seasoning. We'll confirm all with our lender and get you $250,000 very short away, and then agree on a certain amount of time, it'd probably be a year or two, to get you an additional 250. So total purchase price. Go ahead.
That may be a little bit out of sync for me. You know, I've got one of them that I just right now in the process. I got a guy that wants to lease it and purchase it for me in 90 days.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got one that. Yeah, and then I've got another guy that just, you know, I mean, the prices I have on them are just, you know, it's just a matter of when everybody gets out of holiday mode. So, you know, I would like to get 300, 350 out of it with, you know, the balance within, you know, 6 months to 9 months is what I'd like to end up doing. Selling them all in one is a little easier than onesie twosie of them, but, you know, it might be, you know, it might not be where you guys need to be on it.
If we could get you 300 pretty shortly after close, buying them that way, and would a 1.8 total purchase price for the whole thing be in range?
That's 4 of them, not 5 of them, because I have one that I told you I got. I think that's basically gonna be sold.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he has a home that he's got to sell. It's worth about 500. He owes 100 on it. And then he's just going to cash me out, which, you know, I gave him 90 days to do it, and he's going to rent it in the interim with a 2-year lease.
Okay. So he's,
you know, I'm going to say that one's going to go.
okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'd have to rerun our numbers on the 4 because we was looking at the whole 5. We'd have to rerun the numbers on the 4 then. And so, all right, well, we'll just continue the conversation. Christopher and I meet again, and then we'll kind of continue the collab. And if you can get close to retail and sell them onesie, while that is a little harder, you know, it's going to net more money. So
on them now is, you know, actually, you know, a really good price. I have a realtor that's a good friend of mine that basically has done the numbers on them. She says, Garen, you know what, you can get more money on them than what you're pricing them at. And I said, yeah, I know I can, but I was going to do a quick sale. So if you guys, you know, I mean, all right, if you guys are okay with the price of where I'm at on I have 4 of them remaining, then maybe we can talk about it. If it's not, you know, if you're thinking I'm still off on my price, I'll probably just, you know, go through and retail them. I mean, you know, onesie, twosie.
What did you, because I didn't look at the 4 since the one sold, what did you think the total retail value of all 5 together was per your realtor?
And I was at 2.145 on them.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
5 of them.
That's what we figured that was about the value. And we was desiring to get in with around 16% equity, 18% equity. And so I think that's where I was a little off on our numbers. So, okay, cool, brother. We'll follow back around then and just see what happens. Appreciate you.
I'm going to list them with I'm going to list 2 of them with a realtor. I got one that I told you I just put under a lease option to purchase. So I think that one's going to go away. So I want to put 2 under with a realtor, the 2 newer ones. And then I may just hold off on the other 2 and hold on to them for a little while and then sell them as we go. So I was waiting to hear from you guys and see before I list them with the realtor. But
Yeah.
I think that's probably the direction I'm going to go. I mean, the two newer ones, you know, they're I mean, I've done the market analysis on them. The one I have at 499 values at 5.25. The other one values right about where I'm at. So I'm taking a little bit of a haircut on that one. But I mean, you know, the buy on them are pretty good. I just got another investor that just contacted me and says, hey, you know what? I'm interested in the property. Let me get back to you with my investors, blah, blah, blah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, they're attracting people because of where they're priced at. So,
Awesome.
you know, it's just whoever comes first. So if you guys decide you're interested, please let me know
Heck yeah.
and we'll go from there.
Appreciate it, brother. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Follow up in a month. Christopher, he is just too stuck on those numbers. He thinks giving $2.2 million of properties out for $2 million is a home run, and it's just not in our model. It just doesn't work. And you sure as heck can't refi him and get him his cash that way. So either he's going to have to come down more realistic on that price, or you're going to have to whack him. And at this point, you're probably just going to whack him, because if he wants to work hard and sell them at retail price, all cash, then God bless him. That's what he should do. All right, cool. By the way,
Thank you.
that's the objective. Get to an objective. We had two more I'd committed to call that were scheduled. I understand it. Who was my other two? We had Licia.
Yes.
Licia said we committed to call Wes. And
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
we'll try Shona. Hey, it's Andrew calling you back on the house. How you doing?
Too.
I'm good. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, you did.
Cool, cool. I think you're talking about my partner Shobna on the Hill Street, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're looking to sell the duplex, and from my understanding, the basement was needing some work. Can you kind of fill me in on what the story is on the property?
I mean, it's a fixer upper. It needs work. Outside of it needs work. You know what I mean. Inside of it needs work. One unit is movable. The other one needs some TLC, and that's it.
Yeah. How much do you think we have to spend to get it ready?
Oh shoot, I don't have a number for you. I'm sorry.
You wholesaling this, or you own it?
Yes.
Okay. And did you used to have it rented and they just kind of tore it up, moved out, or that side's never been rented since you owned it?
Students were renting one of the sides. Just simply ran out of money. I mean, that's the basis of it.
Got it. Okay.
That's my,
Makes sense. And then are each side of the duplex, are they on different, they each got their own water and power and all that stuff?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then do you still have a debt on this, or you own it free and clear?
No, I still have a debt on it. Correct.
Okay. About how much is the debt left?
I think 117, 120, something.
Okay. And then if we was to, what's your monthly payment on that?
My monthly payment's $11.78.
Ooh, kind of high. Is that hard money?
What do you mean?
Like, is it like expensive money? Is it like 12% or something? Or is it
What you know, as a payment. That's what it is.
Okay. Is it a traditional bank or like a rehab loan?
No. It's just some bank.
Okay. If we was to buy it and take over that 117, and then let's see, probably put into square footage, probably 25, 30,000. What's the least you would take on top of the 117 in your pocket if we paid closing and we're not a realtor, so there's no fees?
Cost is 200,000, 25 down, and then I mean those are the terms. 1350 is a monthly payment on that.
Whoa. 20K down. What, probably have to put 20 to 30 in it, or do you think more like 40 realistically? Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah. 2 years. So I don't know at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because then I'd have to put 20. I'm just doing the math. If I give you 25 and then I'm paying 1,300 a month, and then I'm paying 200, and then I'm on top of that another 25 or 30, and then some holding costs. Gosh, I'm going to be in this thing for practically more than it's worth, ain't I?
Gotta be kidding me.
It's worth 360,000.
365. What do you think each side will rent for once it's fixed?
Once it's fixed, every bit of between 14 to 15.
Per side?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Right now, duplex is going over there for like almost 15
So-
15 to 16, I think.
207,
Uh-huh. Okay.
maybe 6,300.
What people make a suggestion. That you just gotta go to the zoning department about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I bought the thing and, you know, put the at least 25 to 30 into fixing it up, and then potentially added a unit, I would want to be in the thing. If I'm paying all the closing and putting all the rehab out of pocket, I'd probably want to get in the thing with very little out of pocket up front to you in addition to that. Would you be open? If I paid all the closing and done all that?
Money into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I put a lot of money into it. It's just like I said, I ran out. I think 25 is reasonable as far as the money up front.
How long you been trying to sell this thing?
Since Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Why do you think nobody's gave you 25 down yet?
Flu.
Okay. Is there any back taxes owed or anything like that? Any back payments?
Nope. I'm gonna pay the taxes on Friday. And that's why it's funny you asked me that. Yeah. I'll be paying the taxes on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's only $200. That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'd be a player at this, but I'd need to be in a purchase in the high 100s instead of 200. And, you know, I'd be looking to put my 20 or 30K in the property rather than a big down payment, and then a bunch more in the property. So if that's not doable, I probably should follow up with you here in a week or two and see if that might be, if that might be more flexible at that point.
155. So that's not be doable.
Mm-hmm. How much did you put in it so far?
How much I put in? Let's see, 40, 60. Yeah, around almost 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're already losing money on it.
Right.
And every month it sits there, you're losing more. If I could buy it and give you 5 or 10 up front and be at your 200 price, would that work for you?
5 or 10 for now. That I can take care of.
How much is that?
That was a majority of it. That's probably a good 30,000.
Got it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So you took out a loan on a property and you maxed the credit cards trying to rehab the darn thing, and now it's kind of eating you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. How sure are you on that 365 after repaired price?
Tell you what, when I get parked, I'll send you the Zillow, and you tell me.
Well, Zillow, I have it pulled up in front of me, but Zillow is Zillow. Do you have an appraisal or BPO or anything?
No, that is that's where I got my estimation from. I mean, you're essentially getting two pieces of property for one, basically. It's not just one piece. You're getting the other lot too.
So I'm getting the property with the duplex on it, and then another separately deeded piece of property next to it.
Correct. If you look at the aerial photos, there's a side of the property that's all trees. That's yours as well.
How many acres total?
Oh, 2 or 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Put like a 10-plex on it. That essentially was what I was gonna do, but like I said, I ran out of money.
Yeah. Okay. Is the demand in the area for a 10-plex?
And there's also water and sewer there as well. So
city. Okay. That's a plus. Okay. Let me and Shobna brainstorm on this. I don't think we're too far apart, so I think we should continue this discussion. But probably a couple minor shifts in the numbers. But I think this is a good discussion, and I think we're in the same. Range. So we'll follow back up before the week's out and see what we can't make happen. Okay, brother.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Shobna, you should have a chat with either Chris Dickey or Duffy Ford and see what they both play in this area a lot. You should have a chat with them and see what their actual thoughts of this thing is. If it's really doable for a 10-plex, this would probably be Chris Dickey's dream to buy a duplex and add a 10-plex next to it. But as you can tell, this gentleman don't really know if what he's saying is true or not. So
Yeah.
So we need to do some fact finding. The area, as far as the city, I mean, I know that the demand is there. So talk to Chris Dickey or Duffy Ford about the area, about the address, dig in, and then let's follow up with the guy on Thursday or Friday. Cool.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So we are asking questions. We're answering questions with questions. 2026 is going to bring a lot more opportunities than you anticipate and also have plenty of challenges. I want to hear from you guys as we wrap up today. Type in the chat, what was your takeaway from today? Those were 3 good calls. 4 calls, 3 good calls you heard me make there. Type in the chat, what was a takeaway? What was an aha moment? What was something that stood out to you? We're going to be back tomorrow at the same time. I'm going to be digging into the 2 points I didn't get into today. And I'll be teaching you tomorrow how to make sure you're building a business and not a hobby or a job. All right. Building an actual business. They are all willing to talk. Yes. Making him feel the pain. Yes. Having good knowledge about how the VA loan works. Yes. All right. Some of you have questions. Write them down. Come back tomorrow. We will get to the questions. I'm going to talk to you about how to build your business tomorrow. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right here. Tomorrow, we do not have nope. Tomorrow after this, I actually have the hour after this free. So we can run over. And as we're coming to the end of this 12 days, or we'll do an announcement tomorrow if we decide to extend it. We will come back tomorrow, and I got a very special lesson for you. So make sure you're here. Who here is excited for tomorrow? Give me a yes in the chat. Today has been incredible. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing live calls. Wednesday, we'll be back to the regular deal room. But we're talking, me and Leo's brainstorming after this. We may do some extensions on this. Make sure you're showing up tomorrow. Team, if you could, Mercedes, Ricky, post the link in the chat one more time for everyone who is not in coaching yet, who wants to be considered for coaching, or anyone who is in our beginner coaching and wants to talk about a possible upgrade, just give them a link in the chat one more time. We'll leave that up for the next 20 seconds or so after the team puts that in the chat for you. Thank you, Ricky. All right, team, it's been an incredible day. It's Monday. The new year starts this week. So make sure you're building momentum. Todd, it's so good to see your smiling face, man. I'm glad you're here. And welcome to all of you. This is 12 Deals of Christmas. The best is yet to come. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Bye for now, guys.